All right, grasshoppers, it is that time of the week, the Larry Melnick show. For some reason, he's decided to move his location so we can't see him.
Into the cellar.
Is that a good thing or bad thing? Mel, how you doing?
It's a good thing for us.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Mel, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Mel, you see my new hat?
Nice. That's another ice hat.
Yeah.
James Patrick is hat. So, Ron, you are the only technical savvy ones. Herb has messed up his view. Jeep's having a hard time getting on, but you and I are solid.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I went last night and watched the Winnipeg Ice against the Regina Pats.
Mm-hmm.
That kid Connor Bernard, he's ranked number 1, I guess, in the country.
Right.
And James's team is unbelievable.
Sounds like it, yeah.
They scored 22 goals, I think. 22 goals, 4 and 5 against in the first 3 games.
Wow.
And those guys all play like Jeep.
Fast.
You know how fast he was and doing those crossovers at the blue line and shit like that.
Yeah, it was neat. Yeah. Hey, I need to ask your guys' opinion whether I should be upset or not. Okay. So we did our. What's that?
Yeah, you're ugly. Oh, different opinion.
So we did the Alzheimer's walk on Sunday. I did all these extra things, shows and everything to help promote it.
Did you raise money? Tom, I'm not to interrupt you again. Did you raise money for them too?
Yes, raise money for them. Jeep's here. James, how are you? Where's your hat? James.
Hello.
Hi, James. How are you?
I'm good. You guys can hear me? Mel? Gresh?
Gresh was just talking about how great your team is playing. They play like you.
I saw you last night walking across.
I didn't know you were at the game. I did not know you were there.
I stood up in the, up to your left in that
press box.
Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
We got 4 seats there now for forever.
Okay.
Yeah, but you guys played great again. I don't think you played as good as you played in the last 2 games, but you didn't finish as much. But you guys. I was telling Tommy that your team plays just like you played. Fast.
I don't know. You know what? We did some good things. I thought we could have put them away earlier. We had chances. We didn't score, and then we had a 4-1 lead, and I just didn't like our play in about the last 10 minutes, 8 minutes with a 4-1 lead. 2 retaliation penalties and a lot of turnovers. So
that's how young kids get like that, right? I mean, they get up like that, and yeah.
Well, we won 1 game. First game against a team that was missing a lot of guys at NHL camp. We beat Brandon 10-1, and the third period was killing me because they wanted to go end to end every time they got the puck. And
man, hold on. This Christine Brown, she's an intelligent woman. Hello there, sexy man.
Mel's in the shade. I can barely see him now.
I don't know what he's thinking. Bad preparation again.
I moved to the bedroom because the seldom used workbench. How's that?
Okay.
No, the problem is you got the light coming in behind you.
Workbench?
The workbench. Seldom used workbench. See?
Pay your electric bill.
Okay, I'll move back to my old spot. Jesus.
Okay, Mel, that's the mountain behind you?
That's the mountain, yeah. It's the same from all I'm doing is moving right down the thing there.
What's all that extra skin on your neck there?
Fat.
Turkey neck.
Yeah. No, I'm ripped. Fuck, I'm ripped. Hold on a second. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
That's right.
Ripped like a fill in the word.
So I gotta ask you guys' opinion, okay, whether I should be upset or not. So I do all this work helping with this Alzheimer's walk that we had on Sunday. Extra TV shows, raising money. Jeep, thank you very much for contributing. Mel.
We were supposed to send money?
No. It's just, it was nice that James did. So I get up there. They had me being the voice of God. So I was going to go up there and read a script and everything and keep everybody moving and safe. And I ad-libbed for the first 10 or 15 seconds. And Susan Brooks was there, and she says, well, I was being me. I just was goofing around a little bit. Announced my sons were there. And then I got back to the script, read it, fine. And then the woman running the show was not happy with me, came over, took the microphone and the script away from me. And that was it. I was benched at a charity event.
Okay, she had no sense of humor, number one.
Correct. Yeah.
She didn't understand your sarcastic personality. That was your segue to lead into it.
Yes, yeah.
I
And
think
then
she was right.
she didn't respect what you've given to the cause, probably.
I think she was right.
Some people are so uptight, Tommy.
Oh, yeah. In fairness to her, there's a lot going on. She was stressed out, but it was just like
She probably was. This is a big deal for her.
Yeah.
And that's
yeah.
What exactly did you say, Tom?
Well, I yelled very loudly in the microphone that I was the voice of God. Thank you, Mimsy. That I was the voice of God, and that I was Tom Laidlaw. I used to play for the New York Rangers, and that my two sons are over there. If you want to go over and introduce yourself to them, I was trying to embarrass my sons a little bit. And then she walked by and she goes, "Stick to the script." So I said, "Well, apparently Esther wanted me to stick to the script." So I went and read the script, and it was fine. I thought I did a fantastic job, and I was gone. I was benched at a charity event.
I could picture the scene.
It wasn't the first time you were benched.
Good point.
But, yeah, people.
Oh, look at Podball. Podball. Oh, I agree with the lady. Oh, yeah, you would.
Oh, that's Mel's
Jeep, how's everything else going? Personally, and everything good?
Everything's good. Yeah, just hockey season. You get busy. I mean, I don't know. Our whole day revolves around our players and games and preparing for the next one. So we're in that mode now.
When do you play again?
Play Saturday at home against Prince Albert.
Oh, wow.
Near your neck of the woods. Grush, you were born like 3 hours from there, right?
Yeah. Not everything's 3 hours in Saskatchewan.
Yeah, that's right.
Mel, what are you wearing today? Let's get to that.
Well, as you know, I don't follow hockey, but I did look up the Winnipeg Ice are undefeated.
What are you wearing today?
Winnipeg Ice hat, given to me by James Patrick. The guest shirt, Sterling watch out of New York, and promoted by Johnny Depp, Sauvage.
Any Coupe de Stanley?
No, I took it and put it in the safety deposit box for the winter. I only wear it in the summer.
Very good, very good.
Yeah. What are you wearing today?
What am I wearing?
Yeah.
I got a hat on that I got at Fort Pitt down in Lower Manhattan. It's a building where they have both a firehouse and a police station. We did an event down there a couple of years ago now, again. And I found this hat and I forgot I had it, so I wanted to wear a hat.
You have to try to find a hat that fits you.
This one's just fine, Ron.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Did you guys see the news about Carey Price going into the player assistance program?
Yeah.
Just heard.
His wife, apparently, I did not see it. I saw a report on the TSN. She was writing in Instagram discussing mental health issues. She didn't necessarily say he had it, but she alluded to the mental health and that he was getting help that he needed for the family and everything. So with that program, they don't disclose why he's in the program to anybody. So not even the team really gets to know. If he wants to disclose it, he can. But
Why wouldn't we disclose it? Then you could help him.
Well, he's getting the help from the program. They have the NHL and the NHL Players Association has a program put together with doctors to help with mental health issues, drugs, alcohol, a host of different things. And then the player, if he voluntarily goes into the program, he continues to get paid. Nobody, again, if he wants to disclose it, he can, but nobody discloses what the reason is. And the team doesn't get to know.
And they still get paid too?
Yep. If he voluntarily enters the program. Yeah.
Who changes their diapers?
Ron? It's a different time now, Ron.
So not to make light of this, do we still have the opportunity to get into that? And we suggest people to go into it, please?
No, you cannot go into it, Mel.
No, we can't, Bill. But there is an NHL alumni association that Glenn Healy heads now. And I know this in the last 5 years, they've done some great work.
Yes.
Anonymous, helping out so many guys who've run into hard times, who need help along those lines. Certainly dealing with alcoholism and drug addiction later in careers. pain management. A lot of our former teammates or opponents, getting to 60, 70 years old and dealing with pain, chronic pain, and get addicted to painkillers. So I know it's incredible the amount of stuff they're doing that you don't even know about. So,
and the Players Association and the league contribute millions of dollars to that every year to fund that too. So,
the reason I brought that up was Jeep, because who I thought was a friend of mine keeps filling in the blanks on this Facebook crap. And someone that wears a black shirt every Thursday says I was a blockhead. So I thought maybe I could commit myself into did you see that?
I filled in the blanks. It had
that's not very nice. I put my whole everything I've got into this show. Everything. And I get at least twice a day I get filled in the blanks. Why don't you go back to Ron?
I will. It's you right now, but okay. I'll get them out of there.
What about Jeep?
You know what? I'm sorry, James. I've missed you. I apologize.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay hiding under the weather here.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Mel, is he picking on you?
Well, I'm not picking on it. I'm trying to get more notoriety from Mel. It's just filling in the blanks. Like, people want to know what Mel is like, what he's all about.
But the last one, and I just said, "Whoa, come on, your head's like a half-chewed caramel."
No, at first you said a fully chewed caramel.
Yeah, that was the wrong saying.
Yeah. All right, so we got Carey Price. Ryan Reeves last night got hurt, which I thought was a slew foot by PK Subban. Did you guys see that?
I saw it, yeah.
What'd you think? Slew foot?
It was close. I just thought Reeves, the thing is, he went in first and then, Subban was ahead of him. Then Reeves came from behind, but I think Subban kind of counter slew footed him.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's been released, but it didn't look good. Knee or high ankle.
Yeah. The way the coach down after the game was, that it really wasn't that big of an issue to him. They said it was day to day, but we'll see. I do like, and there's a big debate about who's going to be captain. I'm pulling for Kreider to be captain, and I really like what he did last night going after Subban, captain stuff. So,
well, I think he should have punched him.
Yeah, well, Subban. Well, he probably would have got suspended because Subban hadn't dropped the gloves or anything. But
well, he gets suspended, so then you're out for a couple of games, and Subban. I mean, whatever. I think it was it wasn't like a full slew foot, but it was close. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't one of those where the arms over top the front and the legs in the back. But
once again, Larry thinks that his comments are worthy of a exclamation point there, Mark. But
it's interesting, Tommy. Talking about who should be the captain. We go through the same thing with our team,
right?
And I have a number of great options. We had a captain here for the last 3 years who was he's in Vegas right now. He's a first rounder who was off the charts, competitive, will to succeed, drive to be better. So we named him captain. He was captain 17, 18, 19. He's in Vegas. Vegas has so many contracts. He just got 4 points in Vegas's last exhibition game. So I'm a huge fan of this kid, just how driven he is and the effect that he had on our culture and other players. But now, we have to name a new captain, and the things that you've been bringing up are the same things we're going through. We have a 20-year-old who is the perfect team guy who will do anything for the team. He works so hard, and he's a good player. And we have another kid who's our best player, who's got presence on the ice, who's got toughness, who also does all the things right, and so from the outside, we're looking at the Rangers, and you guys are, thinking it should be Trouba or Kreider, but you also don't know what's going on the inside of that dressing room too. So
yeah, true. And don't you think there's all this talk about somebody being a captain, and I kind of wonder, I kind of felt put it on. I don't know if this works, if you've ever done it or not, but if you put it on Kreider, does he step up his game some more and be more consistent? Be that guy that steps up like he did last night. Think that works with players, that they have the ability, but they're not using it all the time. And then you put the C on them, and they get more out of their game.
I don't know. I think some players, I've seen more often players try and change too much, and they get away from who they really were. I do think a guy like him he's matured and he's grown up over the years.
Yeah.
Like, that's just kind of, you get to that age where you realize like you only got so much time left, and you want, and someone has to take the bull by the horns and be that guy, and it's now his turn. I think that could be a part of it with him.
Jack Sullivan is asking a good question here. Should the players or the coach decide who the captain is?
I was just going to say that. Way to go, Jack.
But I don't know. Does he run the danger if the players decide it's a popularity contest?
Yeah,
especially with kids, James. Yes,
I'm with the coaches. In my, it's going to be the coaches, and it's we experienced it in Buffalo. We let the players vote one time. We wanted to see what their thinking was,
right? And
the coaches made the final decision, but.
Was it the same as the players?
It was the same as the players, and that influenced it. And at the end, we felt it was the wrong decision.
Oh,
and he was, it was for a couple of years. So, it's.
What if you wrote it on a piece of paper? I'll have all the players write it on a piece of paper, take the majority, and then override it.
Yeah, you could do that. Sure.
What are you laughing at, Tom?
No, I think it's fun. Well, it's kind of funny about the way you said it. No, it's your delivery.
Oh, okay. So, anyways.
Chris, what do you think?
But who should be captain?
No, about the weather here today.
What is it? What's the temperature there?
It's in the 60s or 70s or something.
Oh,
no, but the captain.
I know. I really don't know who should be.
But the selection process, do you think it should be players, coaches?
I think it should be. It's kind of a combination, I think the coaches should know their team well enough to know who it should be. Like I guess if you go back to you go back and you see like Gretzky, then it went to Messier, right? Messi comes to New York. Mm-hmm. Who was captain? Kelly Kissio, right?
Yeah.
Mudley.
Kelly was.
Mudley. And then Mudley gave up the C and his number.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Oh, I forgot about that. Huh?
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I guess Messier was the obvious choice. There's 2 or 3 guys, I guess, that could be in there. 4 guys maybe that could be the captain. But if Kreider, if it could bring Kreider's game to, like Kreider plays in spurts, and I think that if it brings his game where he plays in longer spurts, give him the captainship.
Yep. I agree. Yeah, I don't know if there's somebody that really just jumps out at you as the guy that's going to be captain, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of guys in the team that are probably qualified, but I don't know if one's more qualified than the other.
You know who you should let pick? The trainers and the equipment manager.
That's true. Yeah.
They know players better than anyone.
Yeah. Very true.
They see what the real players like. Because when the coach is around, the player's going to be on his best behavior and act in one way.
Oh yeah.
But when the coaches aren't in the room or around their peers and who's respected by their peers, like the equipment guys, they know.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's a good call.
That is a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Tommy,
here it is right here.
Captain.
What's that?
You definitely would have been captain then.
This is Melnick Coastler, the captain of Melnick Mountain. All right, Mel, you got any homework done this week?
Do we want to stick to hockey or we want to go off topic?
Well, we can bounce around. We're multifaceted here. We can multitask. We can go off to something else, come back to it.
Where's Uncle Dave?
Dave has a lot of obligations because the season's getting going now, so he's going to be, we'll probably have him back on again, but
people were asking why can't he do it in the morning? Isn't the obligation at night?
I can't speak for Dave, but we had a discussion that he felt that he wouldn't be able to attend on a regular basis.
Oh, well, you could phone him, Tom.
It was left that if he could come back, if he could get on at a certain time, he would contact us.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I got some burning issues that, just household things that.
Where are you burning? Where are you burning? What part of the body?
Did you manscape today? You didn't shave.
I trimmed. I got a little trimmer. I'm going with that scruffy look.
Okay, so when you go to the bathroom and you take little Johnny out, right?
No.
The toilet paper, yeah. So the toilet paper is beside the toilet, correct?
And most times, yes.
Most times, yeah. Okay, so why is
unless
it
the roll's empty?
Unless the roll. So here's the first burning question: up or down toilet paper?
The toilet paper should be on top, like flipped on top.
That is incorrect.
Why do you say that?
This is easier to pull down if it's underneath.
Well, but then the problem is the toilet paper is rubbing against foreign object, and then that's why you're burning, because you probably got some infection there.
No, not true. Okay, so if the toilet is beside the toilet paper, yes, and a certain person in this house blows their nose,
yes,
should they throw it in the toilet or in the garbage beside the toilet?
Toilet paper should go in the toilet.
Thank you. Do you think anybody would do that in this house? It goes in the garbage.
And then who empties the garbage?
Usually me. But
yeah, see that? Yeah, when you're single, James, Mel, you don't empty the garbage. Your wife does that.
I do a lot around here. You wouldn't believe it. And here's another thing. Do you, after you blow your nose and throw the toilet paper in the toilet without going to the bathroom, do you flush at that time or let it build up and save water?
Flush.
No, see, that's wasting water.
If it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down.
No. If you just blow your nose without going to the bathroom, I know. Okay. Third burning question.
Well, you're burning a lot.
Are we done with that one?
Yep.
Okay. When you cook a lot, Tom, so when you wrap your stuff, your food, your leftovers or whatever, do you wrap it up in saran or plastic wrap? Or do you use plastic bags? And then when you're done with the plastic bags, what do you do with said plastic bags?
We don't use plastic bags. We use reusable Tupperware. So we don't.
Yeah.
Glass with the plastic top, that kind.
Yeah. And we gotten into the mason jars now too with some stuff. So we mix up our ginger and turmeric. That goes into a mason jar. When we make the sea moss, it goes in a mason jar.
Okay, so if you cut up a big block of cheese into sections, you put it in plastic and put it in the fridge.
No, I just put it into a blender, put it in shoot it right into my veins. So I just get a heart attack right away. What are you talking about cheese?
Okay, so you don't eat cheese.
Well, very seldom.
Well, that's a mistake.
Oh, Mel, it's just pure fat. It's just
yeah, but it's good for you.
Just shoot it right into your veins, like our boy Ron Jameson. Right? No, it's not Ron Jameson.
What do you do with cheese? You're going to make a sandwich with cheese. You're going to put it on top. I just made a hamburger, cheese, potato, onion casserole yesterday with cheese on top. You got to put cheese. You got to put cheese on your spaghetti.
You've grown accustomed to putting cheese on when you don't have to have it. Use some other condiment.
I choose to do it. Yeah. So the question, answer the question.
What?
What kind of cheese is it? Duck butter cheese?
Any type of cheese. Gouda, Havarti.
So what was the question? What do I put the cheese in if I had cheese?
Yeah.
Tupperware.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no need for those plastic bags.
Tupperware with the glass Tupperware? Gee.
Negative.
I have some plastic ones, but James is right. You should use the glass stuff.
Takes up too much room.
Organization, discipline, planning. I'll take a picture of my refrigerator for you so you can see how it's done.
Well, let's see it now.
I'm really proud of my Tupperware drawer too, man. That sucker is just perfect.
Tommy, what was the meal last Sunday? I
made muffins. So it was
your pumpkin muffins.
It was pumpkin muffins,
Okay, yeah, they
My
look good.
father loved pumpkin muffins. We had the Alzheimer's walk. He had dementia when he passed away, so it's kind of in honor of him.
Okay. Those are good.
So no friends again, Tom, and you've stopped sending the morning caption, Thursday morning caption. Are you too busy with
Thursday
people
morning
coming and
caption?
going?
Oh. I did get away from the Thursday morning caption, right? The pre-game thing, yeah.
Well, you must
All
be
right,
busy. You must be busy escorting the certain people out early in the morning, eh?
Mel, I will get back. I'll get back to making the pre-game announcement.
Okay.
I'll do that. You're right. I am remiss in that, and I have gotten lazy putting the pictures up. What's that, Ron?
They leave at 3:30 in the morning.
Walk of shame.
That's why the dogs are barking.
Oh man, Ron, when you get back, I want to hear your opinion on this dog situation. It is not good.
Listen to me. I can tell you right now, if don't be barking very long.
Yeah, you're going to hear it. You leave your kitchen window open. The woman to your right sits out there, and the dog starts barking. Oh, so cute. So cute.
That's on top of the hill?
Yep. And I need to be careful. Probably very nice people. I love dogs. They probably love their dog very much, but
yeah,
a little respect.
Yeah.
Ron, you're coming back on tomorrow? You're leaving. Come back.
I'm coming back on tomorrow. Yes, Tom.
See, on tomorrow. Good.
Yeah, I went and had my my COVID. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
COVID test. They go give you the old thing in your nose.
Yeah.
You know what they? It's amazing how much they charge in Manitoba.
I was going to ask how much.
Okay, put a seatbelt on.
$100 to $400.
Oh, that would have nailed it down there, Mel.
$472.50 for me, and $472.50 for my son.
Holy crap!
I'm going to guess anywhere from $1 to $1,000. Would have nailed it down. Mel goes from 100 to 400.
Because that's the range, Tom.
How much does it cost out? Well, you haven't been back, have you, Mel?
No, my brother's gone from Saskatoon, which again is a different province, but I think he paid $150 each for him and his wife, and then that's to Phoenix. And the last time he did it was like $100, so it's gone up a bit.
Went from 150 to 100.
100, then it was 150. They got you by the you know what's. You can charge whatever they want.
Well, I went ahead and done this morning, and there were $470. It was $450 plus whatever the taxes on that. It was $472.50.
Where'd you go?
You have to go to a thing over here somewhere. I don't know, 10 minutes away. And
so it wasn't at a Shoppers Drug Mart or London Drugs or where you not London.
No, it's at a wellness, one of those wellness places.
Oh.
But I'm gonna have to check that out because that just seems like a whole lot of money.
Gresh, when did you get the results?
By 6 o'clock tonight.
Okay.
You know, and I just find it very somebody told me in Ontario it's $40, and in Kelowna it's 125.
Oh,
Ira,
get.
You want us to?
Yeah.
You want us to? Oh man, Ira. I don't know.
I don't have my glasses on, but it didn't sound good.
He says there's a surcharge for your nose, but he can spell, so it doesn't even count.
You think I don't have one of those big swabs, whatever you call it, that those two dumb Cuomos had when they did that thing on TV. They had that big thing he was like shoving up his brother's nose. Remember that on CNN?
No, don't watch CNN.
I don't watch it either, but I was on another station. I saw it.
It's like Mel doesn't watch hockey.
Yeah.
What is Jack Sullivan talking about here? He's talking about what? Mel's burning. What?
Yeah, but anyway, that just seems like a lot of money to go across the border.
Yeah.
Connecticut is 300. New York State's 125. When I come back, I'm going to New York State to get mine done. It's insane. People making money off of a pandemic. Isn't that kind of like gouging?
It's the government.
I think it's been going on everywhere for the last 2 years, Gresh.
Yeah. Well, I think it's really a shame that they don't. The government started this shit. They should take care of it. They should pay everybody for all the inconvenience, not charge us.
Just in a pregame warm up, Ron and I were talking. He's in quite a mood today. He's restraining himself.
I've calmed it down, Tom, because I don't want to get into the NHL thing because that would be like I think that I'll leave it alone.
Good.
The mental health.
Good. Yes, I think that's a wise way to go for things.
Yeah.
It's a delicate subject.
Yeah.
Well, now that you brought that up again, Tommy Sestito came out and said he was a tough kid, played in Vancouver and a few other teams. Said they were throwing out the Oxycontin and all the painkillers. You could have as many as you want, and he got hooked on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have we didn't have access to any. I don't know of any. Like I didn't take anything. The guys would pop a couple of Sudafeds or whatever before the game. You'd take the, what do you call the frickin'?
They fed us beer. They fed us beer is what they fed us.
Yeah.
And there's beer everywhere. Beer on the bus, beer on the plane.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't remember all that. I don't remember any of that stuff. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Well, Jeep, you played till what, 2004?
Yeah.
5? I mean,
Sudafed, a lot of Sudafed, more as my career went on. I never took it. I was hyper enough, but I know there were times in Buffalo the trainer would walk in the room and he'd shake the bottle, in front of everyone. Who needs a Sudi?
Really?
What did it do for you? What did it do for whoever?
I think it woke him up, for guys who needed, needed a little, I don't know, it's like a coffee.
A little jump start?
Yeah.
We had the smelling salts, right? We did the smelling salts too.
And they still do. Like they do those like they're.
I don't know. Does that really do any good, do you think? Or I guess it kind of jolts you.
Right? You just snap them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's as much a tradition as anything.
Yeah, I agree. I agree totally. Yeah.
I think all the drug thing is overhyped. I just think that people look for a way out sometimes.
No, the NHL has got some issues. The Player Association talks about it all the time. There's some issues with drugs.
No,
sleeping medication.
I understand that, but I don't want to say too much because I don't want to, anybody to be embarrassed about shit. But I just think that sometimes people look for a way out of things too that they can't handle it, so they go, okay, something's wrong. I need help. Thank you.
Well, we got to be careful, right?
Yeah, I think you always got to be careful with what you say.
Yeah.
So,
because there's people do have legitimate issues.
I agree. I think, like Gresh, I will say, I know the sleeping medication started coming in. A lot of, like, when I was coaching, players would ask the trainers to get them Ambien and what have you. But I know the league has really stepped in. Like a trainer cannot give out anything because they're now prescribed medicine. Like the doctor has to write out a prescription for that player to have it. They track every drug that the trainer has to be tracked, just like a drugstore or pharmacy. So as far as I know, with what I saw, from the time I started coaching, the care that the players got is top notch. Even, with the Jack Eichel situation, I mean, a player's allowed to get a second opinion, but the doctors are giving him the best care that they know of. But I do think probably before 2004, there's a lot of, painkillers being administered, probably not the right way. And then players were somehow finding access to it and overusing some of those things. Since we're on this subject, obviously you guys know what's Lanier in Vegas has made all these claims last week. And as soon as I saw him, I saw the statement by Lanier one day that it's a joke what goes on in this league. And I know for a fact some, coaches are pushing medication. I know in Philly it's been a joke. As soon as I saw Lanier say that, I knew he was talking about my nephew. And I just said, are you friggin' kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you? And I have nothing against Lanier. I was going, how stupid could my nephew?
But he called out Alain Vigneault, right?
Alain Vigneault. So I'll just tell you this. I know Alain Vigneault. I think he's a really good person. He's a fantastic coach who's been super successful for 20 years as a head coach. Alain Vigneault I would bet everything I own, has never, ever gone up to a player and said, hey, take this medication. Or coaches are not doing that. So I know my nephew didn't like him because the coach didn't play him enough. The coach didn't play him enough because he wasn't a good enough player. The coach wants to win. So I actually viewed it as, I know my nephew went through issues with post-concussion, and he felt he didn't get the proper care. He was rushed back to a game.
And they were going around saying it was migraines too, right?
They were saying it was migraines. It was concussion. And he was rushed back before he's ready to play. That is not the coach. That is between the doctors and the medical staff.
Yep.
And so whatever was said, for me, if I had my nephew's ear, I would say, shut your friggin' mouth. Yeah. Shut your mouth and play hockey. Quit using that as a crutch for how you played. Right. Obviously, it got blown up, and I feel bad that Alain Vigneault got in the middle of it.
Right. And just to be clear, as far as I saw, nobody came out and mentioned your nephew's name, but it's not too hard to put two and two together. He just played in Philly, and they're talking about Philly. Yeah. And Leonard's got no other connection to Philly. So. He
has no other connection, but I read his name probably in two different stories. That reporters did connect the dots and saying it's probably Nolan Patrick they're talking about. I blame my nephew, though.
No, but Lanier's the guy that brought it up?
He started tweeting, and here's what happened. So I asked my brother, and so Vegas went for a 2-day retreat someplace. They played an exhibition game. Whoever is left with the team, they got about 30 players, went somewhere to a resort, and the players were out having beers, and my nephew said they were talking about different situations. He brought up his situation, and Lanier that night started spouting off tweets about how bad again, maybe he had a bad history, and now he says, here I've learned about another team that's mistreated a player, blah blah blah, and then he went to town without even knowing the whole story and knowing the people he's affecting.
Right. But in fairness, I know you want a little bit of tough love for your nephew there, and I admire you for that, because that's obviously what needs. But at the same time, when you're in that setting, you're talking player to player, you're assuming it doesn't go anywhere, right?
I definitely agree with that. Yeah.
That Lanier, I think he's nuts. That guy, something wrong with
him. What?
The goaltender.
What?
From Vegas.
Yeah.
I think he's always spouting off, like saying stuff that.
Well, again, he has his own let's be careful. He's got his own mental health issues.
Tom, I understand he has but he should stay to his own then.
Well, no, what he should, I'm all for the players having a voice. Like if he thinks if he really believes there's really an issue, but he shouldn't do it publicly like that. Call up Gary Bettman. Gary Bettman will take his call. Bill Daly will take his call. Call the Players Association.
Exactly.
And have that conversation. Now, if he calls, and now from what I understand, he has since then has had conversations with somebody at the league. I can't remember who it was, but if he has the conversation, then nothing is done. Then if he feels that powerful about it or that strong about it, then he should go public and talk about it. But it shouldn't be. Nolan shouldn't have got dragged into it, and it should be behind the scenes. I think we all love the NHL, love playing in the NHL, we love hockey, and there's lots of issues inside the game. And people talk about the issues privately. They don't talk about it out in public. So
I can guarantee you this. By game 50 this year from Vegas, they'll wish they had Fleury back.
Yeah. Well, that's another issue. Yeah.
I agree with you, Gresh.
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. Lehner and all the boys were probably out drinking. Lehner, he doesn't drink. Well, he shouldn't be drinking. Okay. So maybe the other guys are drinking. and Lehner, in his stupidity, says something public about what was happening at a team, let's say at a bar function, whatever. Like, shut your mouth and play hockey.
Yeah, like, I mean, that's the thing. Like, and Jeep is right, but he's, he wants to give the tough love to his nephew. But again, yeah, I agree with you that when you're saying something to a teammate at one of those events, you're not assuming that he's going to go on Twitter and then talk about it. Yeah. But that is the difference. Like, in our time, I mean, I would hope that we would never have talked about that stuff publicly in any fashion, but there was no Twitter, there was no Facebook or Instagram.
Social media didn't have enough time to talk about the stuff he did off the ice, because it would have taken us a whole year to do that, and it would have been long.
I could be on Twitter saying, "Oh, Ted Sater just left my room there. He saw Willie Huber and John Van Beesbury go drinking, and I just got my bottle of Jack Daniels from."
I had the hat under my pillow.
wouldn't that be funny?
And I was over at Windsor, and Ron was yelling at me.
Ron's just passed out in the bed next to me. He's farting right now.
Yeah, but it was early.
Wouldn't that be funny if we had Twitter?
Oh
God.
But I don't want to do any more of that mental thing, that mental issue stuff. But I think everybody should just mind their own business and go about it and do it. And if you got a complaint, go to the league, or if you need help from the NHL Association, Healy, whatever.
Right.
They help a lot, and go to them. But keep it inside.
The one big thing with mental health that I've learned is that we need to make sure that if anybody has a mental health issues, that they know that they can go talk to somebody about it, that they don't hold on to it and keep it inside. They've got to know that nobody's going to judge them. But you're right; it's how you do it, where you do it.
Yeah. I think it's. I remember one time there was a goalie that came to our team, and I was walking by, and he was talking about another teammate on our team. So after that, I go over to him. I go, look. I go, how can you talk about another teammate and you're a Christian, a born again Christian? He goes, well, I wanted to get it out in the open. I go, then you should go talk to the guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh. He goes, I guess you're going to tell him. I go, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
And one of you know who it is.
Hey, we all do.
What's that?
We all do.
Who it is.
But no, but I mean, some things are just private in your life. You go get help, and and I don't want to bring up anything like the Mark Pavlich thing, nothing like that. But the association was trying to help him a lot.
They did help him a lot. The alumni did, yeah.
And a lot of stuff was said or not said, whatever. But everything can't be out in the open. You need some things that are behind closed doors, and just keep them there and shut your mouth. And
well, Ron, that's a very good point. And the key to that too is that the alumni was well aware of the situation with Mark, but they couldn't do anything until Mark went to them and asked for help. You can't just go force an adult to do something.
Yeah, I'm not trying to pin the blame on anybody here. I'm just saying, keep your mouth shut. It's better to not say anything and prove you're stupid than open your mouth and prove you are stupid, for sure. Well,
there's a way to do it, right?
Yeah.
I agree.
Anyway.
So Mel, following up on
the thing about James's team, they play just like Jeep does. Like Jeep did, I mean. Maybe not anymore, but he did.
Okay, you know what though? When Mel gets his Ranger hat, I want to see him. Mel looks like kind of like the Godfather in the corner there with in the darkness, like you don't see any light. Like he's kind of talking.
It's kind of like his life. There's no light.
The shadows there. But I think as soon as Mel gets his Ranger gear, then we can all get back to wearing some New York Ranger.
Yeah. You know what, Jim? That's right. We all respected Mel so much that most of us didn't wear our Ranger stuff, right? We wanted to make him feel good about himself.
But I think in the
nobody told me.
I'm really happy with you guys are supporting my team, the Winnipeg Ice, but our connection is the Rangers, and we got to get back to that.
Get Mel's part of the team. So, Mel, you were right with the Turtles. They were responsible for the success of the Yankees there, although apparently the Turtle went to Boston for that game. And it was a player that was taking care of the Turtle too, Bronxy.
Oh, yeah. Well, then my team won, so I am.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I am a Red Sox fan, but
That's good.
anyway. So
Played
G,
for the Rangers.
yeah, I
You're
know.
you're a Red Sox fan?
Yeah, but I went to Yankee Stadium. I went and watched the Yankees play. My uncle's got $800. He's got every book that the Yankees ever wrote.
You actually went to Yankee Stadium? Wow, that was nice of you.
Yeah, when I was there, of course.
Right. Well, that was very.
It's a shrine. You probably don't like baseball like you don't like deodorant, right? Or cologne.
You got cash?
Hey, Jeep. So
Okay,
I know you probably don't have time, but what's the update on the cabin?
It's foundation is poured
Yeah,
and framing is going to start next week.
just before the snow.
Gresh, what's the weather like here?
Beautiful.
Okay, I'll just tell you this week, 86, 85.
Wow.
I think today it's like mid 70s. I don't know whether global warming or whatever's going on, but it's not normal for this time of year. Like 2 years ago, I know we had snow around middle of October, and it's. I
ordered this weather so my son will be okay here.
Mel, I've been golfing I'll leave the rink around 3, and I've been getting in 9 holes at like 4:30 every
You
day.
golf that much? You golf a lot?
It comes and goes, but I just know I probably got 2 weeks left, so I'm trying to get a bunch of rounds in here.
Oh.
So will they get the roof up in 2 weeks?
No, but they'll be building. They'll get the frame and the roof up over the next 2 months.
Okay.
6 weeks.
So they'll
Yeah.
work. They work right through the snow.
I mean, hopefully there's no snow until mid-November, which can happen.
Good luck with
Gee,
that one.
when I head out to the other lake, I'm going to stop at your lake.
Definitely, it's on the way.
Do I need a boat to get to your cottage, or just drive
No,
up
no,
to
you
it?
don't. No, you can drive right to it. It's right off.
Do you guys want some Selly salt? So these 2 hockey moms in Canton,
I saw
Michigan.
your show. Yeah,
You want some?
for sure.
All right, I'll get you guys some. Except Mel.
What is it?
So these two mothers in Michigan, hockey moms. One's a nutritionist, another is hockey mom, fantastic moms. So they were, I think they were traveling all the time and everything. Instead of going to the restaurants, they made their own salts. So there's one salt that's got salt, pepper, and garlic in it. Another one is called Puckin' Hot, so it's got cayenne pepper and pepper flakes, red pepper flakes, and all that kind of stuff. And it's got lower sodium than just regular salt because it's flavored. So they sent me some. So I used it on my cooking show, and they asked, "We'll get some sent to you guys."
So Jeep, back to this is a perfect.
What's that, Mel?
This is a perfect segue to what I was going to say for a little homework I did. But Jeep, I asked for a hat and a jacket like in November, so it's already going to be a year. So I'm going to wear your hat even when I get my Ranger stuff, because it's like, what do you say? I don't know what to say.
Mel, I sent you stuff last year.
It was sent already.
It's not in my possession.
Because you didn't go get it.
Do so much.
Yeah.
Listen,
Jeez.
I have a bad hip.
Gresh, it's the same way, Gresh. I got him invited to the golf tournament.
I'm getting aggravated. I'm getting aggravated. So, anyways, this Danny DeVito guy is a pain in the ass, right? So he says,
Mel, did you get a? I'm going to ask you one more question before you go.
Yeah.
Into your, did you get a Winnipeg Ice jersey?
no, hat and golf shirt. That's all I need.
Okay.
That's all I need. Thanks.
What? You don't want a jersey?
Well, is it going to have my name on it or Jeep's name on it? If it's got Patrick on it, I'll wear it.
I don't. There are none of those.
No name on it at all.
Oh.
Just a nice white jersey.
So, anyways, this Danny DeVito guy, he rips me about when I'm in Sicamous, the houseboat capital of the world.
Mhm.
There's 3,000 people in the wintertime. I've gone over this, but DeVito obviously doesn't listen because he's a friend of Tom's. So DeVito says, "Oh, yeah, that looks like a real fun place, Larry. I hope I can come there." So, DeVito, I dare you to come to Sicamous in the summertime in July or August. I dare you, where there's 40,000 people, and you'll have the greatest time of your life. I dare you. Anyway, so while I'm in Sicamous the last time, speaking of stuff like salts and that, Dougie Bodger he flies over from Victoria, drives from Kelowna, so Victoria to Kelowna, drives from Kelowna to Sicamous. And we're sitting at the bar, the 9-hour cité at the bar, just, and he says, "Hey, Larry, have you heard of this stuff that you put on meats?" And I said, "No, Doug, show me." So he brings out a can of, can you read it?
Beaver rub. Nice.
Beaver rub. So
What is it?
It's called beaver rub.
It's called beaver rub. So it's sold only in Canada in 400 stores in Canada. Very, very popular. So you want to gently rub.
What's in the beaver rub? What consists of
beaver.
the beaver rub? What are the ingredients?
Well, it's got ingredients. I don't know.
Well, read the ingredients for us. We got to know what's in it.
I have no idea. But
Is there nutritional? Is it a nutritional thing?
The story is rub the beaver gently on the meat. Okay.
Is there?
It's
Oh,
whipped
God.
cream.
What's that?
It's whipped cream.
So anyways, Doug's going to send me that. I'll probably get the beaver rub before I get any of my paraphernalia from the New York Rangers. And Jackie said she was going to send it too. That was 2 weeks ago.
No, it wasn't 2 weeks ago. It was last week.
Oh,
Rex, when you get home, you got to contact Jackie. Straighten this out.
Yeah, that'll be the first thing on my list when I get home.
we could phone her right now, Tom.
What's the nutritional value in the beaver rub?
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Exciting.
Like, we look it up online right now.
You've got. All right, I'll do that. Good point. Hold on. Beaver rub. Have to do everything here.
Be happy.
So you basically done half a job. Like you brought the beaver rub, but you didn't bring the nutritional value. What's inside it? We're healthy liver, sure.
I didn't think you'd ask a real pertinent, intelligent question about beaver rub.
It's got a happy ending.
Tommy, I'd like to try some of those ladies' salt.
You'd like to get some? Perfect. I will get your address, and they will send it to you.
I've had some CMOS gel for the last month. I ordered some.
You did? Nice.
Squeeze with it.
Nice.
Trying to stay healthy.
Jeep, do me a favor. Ask for a double order from Tom, and then can you please forward it to me?
Okay.
No. Just if I had your address, Larry.
I sent my address 3 times, Tom.
Hold on. Barry Shelley went and did the homework here. Here we go. Thank you, Barry. Hoppy's Beaver Rub is a proprietary blend of paprika, garlic, turmeric, spicy variety, uses chili taste. Does not include salt, MSG, or any other unnecessary ingredients. Very nice. So it's healthy. Good. Okay.
There you go.
Do we know, Barry, can you do a little research on why it's called Beaver Rub? Find out. You don't know why it's called Beaver Rub, do you, Mel?
No, Bodger never told me.
Doug Bodger, what's he doing now?
Absolutely nothing. He's retired.
He was assistant coach in our league for Victoria.
He was last year. I don't think he's going to do it this year.
Okay. Well, no, he was for about the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And maybe not this year. So maybe he's hung him up.
I would suggest, Tom, it's just a catchy name and people are interested in that. So
there you go. See, our crack reporters here, Diane Eck. You're correct.
Yep.
National animal.
Maybe JD named that.
So, should we say why you just made that comment, right?
No, don't say it. Just leave it alone.
Okay.
But he used to. Yeah, I think we can say that, can't we?
No.
That was a nickname for somebody.
Yeah, but
right?
I would leave it alone. That's kind of a private thing, Like,
okay. But he used to say it publicly. So
yeah,
I
no.
But he's the president of Columbus Blue Jackets.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know.
I might want to make a comeback next year, so I have to try out for Columbus.
Yeah.
When does the season start? When are the Rangers home?
12. The season starts the 12th. Rangers play the 14th, I think, right?
No, they play the 13th in Washington, the 14th at home.
Well, back to back. I hate that having a home. You're a home.
So Ron, it's not exactly a secret. So
What's that?
Wasn't a secret.
It's not a secret.
Well, Diane just spilled the beans.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So Barry went out and found all the information. So it's posted up there about Beaver Rub. Hopsy's Beaver Rub.
Who's typing for Barry? He typed that pretty quickly.
Yeah, I know. Maybe he's using dictation. The dictation.
Yeah. Yeah, I use
We got Ron.
I use the dictation.
Ron tried to mute himself, but he doesn't know that I can unmute him. Oh, I can't unmute him.
So, Gene, you might have missed a couple of shows, but I've been bringing up super serious. What was it, Tom? With the wives. Shit, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, super marriage tips. So I've come up with super marriage tip number 2.
Nice. What was number 1?
If your wife is asking you if she looks fat in these clothes, maybe you should tell her to work out in her mouth more at the gym. You wouldn't have to ask that one. So,
okay, what's number 2 now?
Super marriage number 2.
Super marriage tip number 2 coming to you from Larry Melnick.
Number 2. This is for you guys that got divorced, because I adhere to this like you wouldn't.
But why do we don't need marriage tips though?
Well, obviously you do.
Well,
Yeah,
we're not married.
The audience might, Tom.
Good point by you. I was being a little selfish there, James. Thank you.
Yeah. And stop interrupting me, please.
I was prepping. I was getting like a big build up for it. So that's the way people do things in show business.
I'm going to start calling you Chewy. Anyways, if your wife is acting kind of tired, to help her out, you can give her a to-do list, and say you've done all the thinking for her. Think about it.
Say that one more time, Mel.
No, it's too late. The audience got it.
What's it, James? I missed
the rules, the tips that you live by. Mel, is that?
That's right.
That's how I should take it.
Yep.
Seriously, we got to get Rochelle on.
Tom, you give her the to-do list so that you do the thinking for her, so she's not so tired. Pretty simple.
I got you. Yeah.
Anyway.
I love it.
That is good.
That is real good.
Yeah. Ron, who was that on the phone?
That was my daughter. I got a couple of things for you. Yes or no? Okay.
Okay.
Do people get sick from cold weather, or is it from being indoors a lot more?
Indoors a lot more. The germs.
Indoor, it's viruses, yes.
Viruses.
Okay, good, very good.
Mel, you can play too.
True or false? Yes or no? I mean, whatever. 7% of population are lefties.
True or false? 7%?
Yeah.
False.
Well,
false. It's higher.
Yeah, I was gonna say higher. Yeah.
True.
Who did that? Who did that study? So they studied everybody.
Yeah,
it's like who's counted? Who counted the turtles?
Yeah.
That was Wang Chung, Tom.
Yeah. So it was Wang Chung.
Yeah.
Let's see what else is here. True or false one. Oh, the toothbrush was invented in 1498.
No.
Yes or no?
No.
True.
Yeah, it is, Jeep. Good one.
No, it was a year before. There's another guy invented it. The other guy stole his invention.
Okay, here's the last one. The only 2 animals that can see behind themselves without turning their heads are a rabbit and a parrot.
They can see behind themselves without turning their head.
Chameleon.
They see behind themselves without turning their heads.
A rabbit and a parrot?
The only two animals that can see behind themselves, right?
I think it's so out there that it must be true.
It is true. Yeah.
Well, how do they see behind themselves without turning their heads?
Did you hear about the hillbilly says to the girl, "You think you're beautiful? I think you're lying through your tooth." Nobody says it. Okay, wasn't that funny?
No, it was good. It's good.
Yeah.
How about the drunk guy? The drunk guy was.
Another one, but it's too political.
I'll get to that. Drunk guy was having a confrontation with a woman. She was calling him a drunk, and he said, "Yeah, I'm drunk, all right, but you're ugly. And in the morning when I wake up, I won't be drunk anymore, but you'll still be ugly."
He must have got that one from Windsor.
Oh.
What year was that, Tom?
Ron, I don't know what year it was. We'll constantly disagree on that. So
1985?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Don't remember. Don't remember, Ron. I live going forward, Ron. We don't look in the rearview mirror. Moving forward. No, move forward.
Okay, that's good enough for me. Okay.
Mel, that's it for homework then?
That's it.
Oh, good.
Yep. The hour's up. Deep's got to go. Yeah, there it is right there. What do you got today?
You having a hard time getting on the show today, James?
Yeah, I was. I had to refresh my computer.
Okay.
I kept getting a pop-up saying Zoom or Skype is taking over your sound.
Oh, Jeep, you know, I gotta tell you, I really like Winnipeg.
You really like Winnipeg?
Yeah, I do.
Here's a fact. Is this true or false?
One last zinger for you, hey, before you leave, Mel.
Be careful, Danny, because I will eventually see you.
He's pretty. He does have some good ones, though. You got to admit.
Well, I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll get some hats, the Beaver Rub hats. Get on the site. Apparently, they sell it on Amazon.
What, Beaver?
Beaver Rub.
Oh, Beaver Rub.
Dave's wife Paula sells it.
Pamela.
That's right. Get Pamela.
So Dave hasn't been working the liquor store either? Who the hell did they hire?
I don't know about that. I think he's still been working the liquor store.
Well, Tom, what do you do all day?
Work, Mel. Work.
Well,
Up at 3:30.
Every time I turn on my computer, I see a Tom podcast. 2 or 3 a day, it seems like.
Yeah. Keep him busy.
1 a day.
Yeah.
Jeep, I've got a feeling. I got a feeling that Tommy's going to fly to Vancouver and hop on the ferry to the island eventually here. Hey?
Why would you have that feeling? She's a very nice young lady.
Yeah.
Very, very inspirational.
Yeah.
What are you trying to insinuate?
Who's that? Which one's that now?
So this one gentleman I had met online, this Ryan Phillips, very motivational guy. He started a thing where he had everybody certain people send in a video of what a good deed they'd done for somebody else to try to help somebody else. So I sent in one, and then I started following his show. And this young girl was on, Jillian A. Brown, and she's got a photography company. And she told a story of what she did for this woman, very inspirational. So in research more, she's a fantastic young girl. She was in an abusive relationship in Ontario, just by Lake of the Woods. So she grew up in Winnipeg, back and forth, Winnipeg or just northwestern Ontario there. So she left the abusive relationship. She only had $300 in her pocket. She had to sleep in a tent for 7 months. Wow. Now she's working on this island, Race Rock. Is that what it is, Mel? I think it is Race Rock. She stays there by herself. People come in to drop stuff off, but she's doing all these studies, environmental studies and everything, taking care of the island. It's got a lighthouse. But she's all in motivation. Doesn't look back at the terrible. She was diagnosed with PTSD, kind of cured herself. She's done some amazing things going off into Alaska, like for 100 days, I think it was. So we've done a couple of shows together, and she's a very motivational person. And Mel is making fun of her. Yeah.
I'm glad she's okay. I'm glad she got out of it.
Yeah. Took a lot of, imagine leaving.
More people need help like that. And she'd be probably a good person to connect with that could help people.
Yeah. So she's gone public with a lot of the stories. She's had the story she told that she helped another person. This woman, so Jillian's a photographer as well. So this woman hired her to do a photo shoot. And at the end of the photo shoot, the woman stopped her and said, "Listen, the reason I hired you was that I was in an abusive relationship as well. And I couldn't leave until I saw your story. And you gave me the strength to leave my abusive relationship." So, that really inspired Jillian to do more stuff. So,
well, I think it's good that Mel brought it up so you can get the message out one more time.
That's right.
Even though that probably wasn't Mel's
motivation.
Bringing it up.
Oh, that was definitely Mel. Mel wanted that.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe Mel really did do it that way. Like he did it in his grumpy way.
That's the kind of guy Mel is.
Yeah, good point, Ron.
Yeah.
So next week you got to come out of the shadows, Mel.
I don't know what I'm in the same.
And you know what? That's like his life, right? Like he's got to come out of the shadows of his life. He can't live in the past based on winning a couple of Stanley Cups, right?
Yeah.
Don't look to the past, Tom. You're not going that way.
Exactly. You don't look in the rearview mirror, Mel.
You got a nice view of Melnick Mountain there. Hey, look of the trees.
How
on
do
Melnick.
you back your truck up, Tommy?
What's that, Ron?
How do you back your truck up?
I have a little. I turn my head, and look backwards, and I also have a camera in the back.
Okay.
Don't look in the rearview mirror.
But you don't look backwards, though, right? You don't look backwards.
I don't look in the rearview mirror.
Well, you're looking
Hey,
at the
I got to run, guys.
Okay, Chief. Good seeing you.
Back to work. Great seeing all you guys.
Says you.
G.
Take care. Okay. We'll see
Good
you.
luck.
Thank you.
All right, let's talk about GPI. He's back now.
We can talk about it now. He's gone.
Yeah.
Well, I was
He's
going to
such-
say,
Those kids play like, you know how fast Jeep did everything in practice?
Yeah. Yeah.
You watch these kids and the up tempo of their team. Like Regina has a good team. They were 2-0 coming in. I know it was a home game, so you got the advantage at home and all that. But I don't know exactly what the shots on goal were, but it was something like 45-50 to 17 or something.
Yeah.
And but I swear to God that these games are just as fast as NHL.
Yeah, those kids are in shape now too. Yeah.
Oh, Christ
Yeah.
Almighty! You know, it's like I think it would have been really embarrassing to put a team like this against a team that in junior back in the 70s.
Yeah.
Different
I mean
games.
this Ron. I mean this in a very good way. So when you come home tomorrow, you leave. Are you going to be a little? Because I was when I said goodbye to my oldest son that went off to college. Did you get a little? Will you get a little emotional saying goodbye?
No.
Okay.
You know why?
Why?
He's coming home with me tomorrow.
Going to school?
He is. He got a week off though.
Oh,
They
okay.
have a thing called reading week or something like that. So he's coming home with me tomorrow, and then coming back here next Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think after another week with me, I think he'll be really happy to get rid of his father for a while.
Well, Mel, have they invited you yet?
yeah, I'm coming. That one I'll come to, Tom.
Yeah, so I didn't get you invited to it. Yeah.
To which one?
This Henrik Lundqvist ceremony. All the number 30s.
Oh
coming.
yeah.
January 28th.
Who? That'd be you and who? Nyland?
Ledyard.
What? Billemere?
Interesting.
What number was Bobby Froze? 31? 30?
I don't know.
Can't remember. Cannot remember what his number was. All right, Mel, that's it. You were fantastic today. You came in fired up, in a good mood. You weren't as prepared, but your your presentation was fantastic.
What was it?
Mel?
Yeah. I'm still here. Okay, good. Thanks. See you next week.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Okay.
Get out of here.
Nice hat, Ron.